morning.
Good morning.
And thank you ever so much indeed for joining us today.
I am honored to be here at ICMA and in Boston.
That's fantastic. Now, you're talking about big data to kick off this morning. Everybody seems to be talking about big data. What actually do you mean by that?
So I'll be talking about a range of issues around how to use new technologies, including big data, including open government data, and including the data that citizens can gather too to help us make smarter decisions, whether it's at the local, the state, or the national level.
It can be quite confusing for the folks sitting here because city managers and they're bombarded with a lot of stuff, but practically kind of how can they use technology to improve a lot of their communities?
So there's a wide range of ways in which we're already beginning to use technology. The data piece, and that's one where people really shouldn't be frightened. I think the word big data suggests massive server rooms and big cloud computing centers and large-scale initiatives for large cities. Just think about the fact that citizens on the ground, students, high school students even, can be part of the process of collecting things like data about what's the quality of the air in my town, what's the quality of the water, what's my weight, and that of the people in the community that we can use when we can see it, when we hear about it, when we know what that data is, we can reflect on it to make better policy decisions, but also as individuals to make better decisions, whether it's about what we eat or about how we take care of our streams and rivers, whether it's about how we manage our communities. Having that data to reflect on is powerful in terms of how we make decisions.
In the 21st century, government has to be a lot more transparent, doesn't it? Because people have access to all the information that you're talking about. But it can help city managers as well, can't it, in terms of how they can serve their communities?
Yeah, I think that's right. We've typically thought about transparency to mean the route to accountability. So it's really been the way that it's been thought of as a gotcha mechanism for government and a way that citizens or the media gang up on government, if you will. But I think we have to move out of that mode, which is really outdated, to realize that what transparency does, especially around data, is it's help government and citizens collaborate with each other. It's only when we share that information that you can get everyone involved in actually developing solutions to the problems we spot using the data that we gather.
What do you do if you're sitting here in the audience this morning and you're thinking, it sounds great, but I don't know where to start?
Well, hopefully I'm going to try to shed some light on some very practical strategies, which is why I focus not simply on the concept of big data, in other words, large-scale computing projects that might be outside the scope or the reach for many people, but focusing on small-scale projects that we can do using the citizens in our own communities to gather information that can help us make better decisions and can help us collaborate, more importantly, not just to spot the problems, but to develop creative solutions.
Well, thank you ever so much indeed for joining us this morning. We appreciate it.
Thank you. I'm looking forward to it.
Great.